Hi, it's Gabrielle, and today I have a little bit of a different video. This video is me doing my makeup with all samples. So this will be interesting. I know it's really hard to find any eyeshadow samples, so we're going to have to be a little creative with that. So without further ado, let's get started. So this one is from Laura Mercier. This is their foundation primer, their Protect version. One really good thing about samples like this is that you could use these when you're traveling, especially if you know you like the product. You can just go ahead and pack it in your bag and not have to worry about having such a huge container. Okay, so I haven't used this foundation primer yet. It's very moisturizing. I like it, but I am slightly concerned as to how oily it's going to make my face look, because I do have oily to combination skin. For foundation today, I'll be using this foundation from Stila. This is the Stay All Day foundation and concealer. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use the shade Light 3, but we'll see once we get into this. So this is Light 3. I think it's pretty much the closest shade in that sample packet, so we're just going to go with it. They do give you a decent amount. We'll see how far it goes. I haven't really used any Stila face products. This one isn't bad. It just seems pretty sheer right now. Like my redness is clearly still peeking through. So this is what the foundation looks like. Right now it feels very glass skin-esque, which is a really great trend. I like it. If I had a sample of powder, I would powder in certain areas, but there aren't too many companies that do a setting powder as a sample. So next I'm going to be using a little bit of concealer for my under eyes, and I'll be using Kat Von D's concealer cream. It says you can contour and highlight and correct under eye darkness and even skin tone. So I do have a couple of different shades here. I'll probably end up using quite a few of them. So let's start off with Light 11 Neutral. I'm just going to let that sit there for now. This is super pigmented. And then since this is slightly lighter than my skin tone, I'm just going to use this shade to highlight. I thought I would go one shade lighter, but this one seems pretty light. So I'm going back in with that foundation brush and kind of just blending it out. Okay, I'm just going to take a little bit of that same shade underneath the brow bone. So since it is pretty hard to find a eyeshadow sample, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the deepest concealer shade, Deep Warm, and kind of put that in my crease. Just going to use a tiny amount, run it underneath the eye. So it's a nice little base for an eye look that we've got going. And whatever's left on the brush I'll use to just contour the nose a little bit. This does set really quickly, so I would work quickly, especially if you have the full size of this. I feel like you could easily overdo it if you're using this as a contour. So for a little bit of shimmer on the eyes, I'm going to be using a Touche Éclat. This is in shade 4.5. Just going to be using a flat shader. Actually, I don't know how much shimmer is actually in this. It doesn't really look like there's that much. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of just looks like a concealer. Maybe it has a little bit of a glow. Just gonna use my finger to kind of tap it in. Yeah, I guess that's one thing that you don't really think about when you're getting samples. There's so many lip samples, concealer samples, but it's really lacking in eyeshadow. I mean, I suppose if you get like a gift with purchase, then you would get like a mini size eyeshadow and that would be a sample, but you don't really get samples of this nature that are eyeshadows. And I think it would be fun if that existed. English. I think it would be fun if that existed, or if it was a little more mainstream, because if I wanted to try like a really bright blue or like a shade that I necessarily might not pick up, it would be really nice to just kind of wear it for a day and see how I like it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that that would be something that you would use, or do you even use a lot of these samples? I'm just taking a little bit of that shade in the inner corners. We'll probably go in with another shade as well. And then with just a little bit, we're gonna highlight. Looks nice, it looks dewy. And it was nice to have a little bit of a lighter shade on the lid. Since that shade wasn't as light as I had anticipated, we're just gonna go straight up into number 1. Okay, so I think this is too pink for me to use with the look that I've got going on here. So I'm just kind of brightening up that inner corner, and I think that's it. So this is how my face is looking so far. It's very blank still. It's very much a clean slate. But I don't really have a lot of products and samples. I didn't realize that too. I don't have any brow products. And I don't really have any blush or anything else like that. So, okay, so I have this little book from Laura Mercier. And we have a whole bunch of different colors here. So there's a deep purple, which is Boss. So I think I'm going to use that one just because I'm feeling a little bold today. So this is what Boss looks like. And I'm just hoping that this doesn't go on patchy, because that would be a disaster and I'd have to find something else. Okay. Whew! Oh my gosh. Do you see that? This is what I'm talking about. I love Laura Mercier. Purples are so tricky to do, so this is a really great one. And this is a true matte lipstick. There's no shine whatsoever, which I love. So to create some definition around the eyes, I'm just going to be using that same lipstick as an eyeliner. So this is my full makeup of just using samples. I think it turned out really nicely. This lipstick was definitely a saving grace for me, as with the concealers. I'm gonna quickly hop off camera and just kind of finish my face so you can kind of see like what this look looks like with mascara and brows and just a little bit of powder to set everything. So I'll be right back. So all I did was apply some brows and some liner in my waterline, just because I don't want to put lip products in my waterline. I want to make sure that they are safe for that use. And now you can really see how the whole look has been pulled together. It really looks like a complete look. Obviously, if I were to do it on a daily basis, I probably would do a little more eyeshadow just because that's my personal choice. But this is something that I would feel comfortable going out with. I'm actually about to go to dinner. So I think that this is really awesome. I really like using this type of challenge to kind of inform people that maybe when you're traveling to think about using these products and trying them out just to save on hassle, and so you're not lugging around a huge bag of makeup, but at the same time you can bring a lot of things. So that's especially something that I try and do around the holidays with skincare. So it's really nice to have like an eye cream or a moisturizer in a little packet versus trying to carry a lot of bottles, especially my skincare. A lot of it is in glass. So I don't want to worry about glass bottles clinking and breaking or anything becoming a huge mess. So this was really fun for me to do, you guys. Let me know if there are other challenges you would like me to do, or if you want me to do more challenge videos. So that is it for today. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next time. I decided to do a challenge video. All these tiny sample packets are all over my face, yo.